Welcome back to the Digital Illusion Podcast, where we discuss topics like Justin's having an earthquake right now. How are you doing over there? Oh. Justin, do you remember the time that I was spending the night over at your place and there was an earthquake and you just let me deal with that by myself? Worst earthquake we've ever had in our state, and I'm just like freaking out, like, Justin, your house is exploding, and you're like, shut up, I'm trying to sleep. I'm like, bro, your stuff is falling.
Earthquake, like, you could hear it coming. We thought it was like a truck or something, right?
Yeah.
Because I had my window open, and then you just hear all of a sudden like this. Violently shaking the house. It was crazy. Everything was going crazy.
Stuff is falling off of his shelves, and I'm shaking him like that's gonna shake it even more than the earthquake. And he's like, I know what's happening. What am I gonna do about it? I'm like, help me! I've never done this.
Yeah, I've only been in one other earthquake in, well, it was actually a bunch of them in Bluffdale. When I lived with a...
In Bluffdale? Really?
Yeah, there was a little epicenter that we were on. And so the house was shaking violently, like, woke me up. And mind you, we're in, like, it's like a third... It almost feels like a third-story building, and the house just, like...
Oh my god.
It felt so weird, and it was only, like, a 3.4.
That's insane. I don't think I've ever, like, really felt it besides that, like, one time.
Well, yeah, because that one was, like, a fucking 5-something, bro.
Yeah, that was the worst one, and you didn't even care about that one.
Well, because I already had my anxiety from the earlier one, so I knew how to deal with an earthquake at that point. Mm-hmm. So all the earthquakes after that we had, all the 4s and stuff, it wasn't, like, awful for me. I just kind of knew what was going on. But yeah, that first part, I was super calm. I was just like, oh, shit, bro. Fucking woo. And then my mom hasn't figured one out, so she kind of had to feel that and freak out. She was sitting on the shitter, bro. Yeah, she's like taking a shit or something. She's upstairs like, what the
hell? It's funny.
Then, yeah,
it's funny because I was down in Florida during Hurricane Ian.
Yeah.
And I freaked out when it was just like a earthquake in the place where we never get earthquakes. But then I'm sitting in the middle of a hurricane in a hot tub at our hotel, just
like just vibing. I remember the Snapchat, dude. Yeah. Like, nice. That's awesome.
I know. I slipped. I really hurt myself. I hurt myself from walking out of the hotel because it was just rain everywhere. It was wet and slippery, and the first thing I did was walk out the door and just slip and biff it right there.
Hell yeah.
And then I was like, all right, hot tub time.
I don't blame you, dude.
It's fun.
I mean, that's the only thing you can do in situations like that. Because, like, if you think about California, they have earthquakes so common that no one down there has any semblance of what's going on anymore. It's just like, oh, it's the old sheiks coming back. That's Australian, but the Californians don't really have an accent other than freaking blonde girl. So,
oh my god. I don't even know what that is.
It's a stupid earthquake. Get over yourself.
Also, if you're not aware, yes, I do have a random virtual background, and yes, it does kind of cut my head off a little bit. It's my room's a mess, and I don't want to deal with it, so virtual background.
And as you can see, my background.
It actually works really well this time too. So it's like 2-2.
2-2. That's 2 2s, dude.
Exactly.
Fuck. Yeah.
All right, we're moving on to our news segment.
Our nude segment?
Yeah. A lot of our news here is going to be very old because we've been away for quite a while. And so a lot of this is going to be probably probably about a month old stuff. So right off the bat, I want to talk about the VR heads. What are you doing like the stare for? What?
I was doing my newscaster.
That's your newscaster? You look like the
And welcome back.
You actually look like the Chad meme.
Like the Giga Chad guy?
The Giga Chad, yeah. The like black and white, like I can't even do it.
Hell yeah, dude.
Only for people on YouTube are gonna understand that. All right.
Yeah, you little Giga losers.
Giga losers. Well, I want to talk about the VR headset that kills people. Do you remember?
Yeah, real quick.
Do you remember that from last month?
Yeah.
Palmer Luckey, the guy who created the Oculus Rift, is the one who designed this thing. And I'm gonna put a picture of it up like right here. It is just a straight up.
Right here.
Yeah. let me see if I can like.
The other half.
So that's the VR headset that'll kill you.
Yeah.
Those are 3 explosives strapped to your forehead. And it's very much inspired by the Sword Art Online anime, but like, why? Why do you just have explosives on hand, ready to just like make this prototype?
Mans is ready to create realistic experiences, bro.
His quote for making this: "Pumped up graphics might make the game look real, but the only threat of serious consequences can make the game feel real."
Yeah,
so thanks,
lose.
Palmer. I'm gonna buy one right now, and I'm gonna go play Beat Saber.
You know what we should do?
What?
We get 3 tubes that look the exact same and mount them to my VR headset and make a little video.
Oh,
like,
and
hey
then
guys, just got the new VR headset. We're gonna try it out, and then we play a game real quick. And then right as I die, we make a boom sound and cut off the audio.
we're gonna do
or
like
the video.
we're gonna do Beat Saber, and then you're gonna go and miss the very first block, and then just.
We should do that. That'd be funny.
We're doing it. Okay, continuing on. McDonald's. This is kind of old, once again, but McDonald's made a gaming chair. Yes, and it comes with like fries and dip holders.
That's so gross.
It's disgusting, but like it's really ugly too. Let me
Not usable. I would probably use it. Dude, imagine that, bro. You're sitting there playing and your elbows are getting inside your ketchup.
Well, imagine you're just like you're annoyed and then you're playing around and then all of a sudden you're like, "Oh, screw this game," and then throw your controller right into your dipping sauce. Here's the picture of the gaming chair. What are you doing?
That was my reaction.
But look at that gaming chair. It's awful.
Yeah, it's too. I mean,
Too
it's
yellow.
understandable, but like, you set your controller on one of those sides, bro. It's going right in your sauce.
Oh yeah. If I can like see,
Can you like?
there's like a bowl. There's a bowl for your fries.
Or your nuggets, dude. Don't discriminate.
That's true. That's true. I don't know. They never really talk about the nuggets in this like photo, but yeah, McDonald's. Thank you for helping the gamers. You know,
How do you get that chair?
I'm pretty sure you could just buy it on
Can you,
McDonald's like
win it,
West Buy.
though? West Buy?
Did I just have a stroke? What?
You could buy it on their West Buy, dude. It's
West
the new,
Buy.
It's the new buying app, dude. It's called West Buy. And it's a guy named Wesley who goes and buys things for you.
Yeah.
Yep.
We also have a Gears of War live action and animated series coming to Netflix. Can't wait for them to fuck that up. Because Netflix has never once made a good adaptation of anything.
True that.
But that's mostly anime. That's mostly anime that they fuck up. I've heard...
Well, animes. Never mind. I'm gonna give my opinion.
yeah,
I don't want to get shit on.
yeah, we're going to stop that before it starts. I've heard Witcher was good.
I watched a little bit of it. It's too much nudity. It's like Game of Thrones.
Mm,
There's too much nudity.
yeah.
I talk to people about that, like, unpopular opinion real quick. Game of Thrones is stupid.
I've literally only seen like the first 2 seasons, and I have to rewatch it because I don't remember anything that happened.
It makes no sense that they swear so much and have so much nudity in such a dirty and non, like, they don't have those swear words back in the day.
Yeah, that's
So
true. I don't even think they have
makes,
fuck in the time.
no, they don't. They don't have any of that. And people and women weren't just walking around naked and shit and like getting fucked all the time, bro.
Well, you can blame that on George R. R. Martin. He's a weirdo, dude.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you
Yeah,
think
that's why I won't watch it.
unpopular opinion, the books are disgusting. If you think the show is like good, that's probably because everybody's of age in there. The book, not so
Right.
much. But yeah,
Sounds a lot like it.
yeah, that's true. They have like a weird child orgy thing in it, don't they?
Yeah, at the end of the book, that's how they seal it, bro. Is they have a giant orgy. I don't want to put the other.
Either way, you're getting AIDS. One version of the like, if you watch the movie version or the book, it's you're getting AIDS.
Yeah, that's
For
why
prime
everyone's
time
scared
for
about
that.
the new movie, bro. So
No,
they
they're
want
not that
nothing bad to
ballsy.
happen.
Unless it was like an HBO show, then
Probably,
HBO
yeah.
just loves their sex.
It's true.
Continuing on, speaking of live action stuff, God of War is actually confirmed to be getting a TV show.
Boy.
Yeah. Christopher
Can't wait to
Judge
get the boys.
does want to be Kratos, and I think he should. I think
Got something done.
he almost didn't do God of War because he's mainly a live action kind of guy. He does TV, he does movies. Like, he doesn't like doing voiceovers, but he did Kratos because it was so like special to him. So I think that he would be an amazing Kratos in live action form. Well, continuing on, Sonic the Hedgehog co-creator Yuji Naka has
What, dude?
Yuji Naka. I think that's how you
He's got a
pronounce it.
huge anakas to put in your mouth.
Well, he's got a huge lawsuit coming because he was arrested for insider trading.
Hey.
Yeah, he's a co-creator, so it's not too important. But he definitely is the creator of Sonic the Hedgehog, and he got suspected of insider trading while working at Square Enix. But then, plot twist, a month later, he gets arrested again for insider trading. Once again for Final Fantasy.
Offender, bro.
Once again, when he was working at Square Enix, something's going on. I don't think it's just him. If it's both times at Square Enix.
Who knows, man? Who cares?
Okay, this is a thing I do want to get a little bit into. PlayStation could possibly get completely cut off from Call of Duty. Now, during the past month, we've been dealing with...
Why did you say that like a British man?
What did I say? During?
During.
That's how I say it. What do you mean?
During. It's during.
It's during.
Yeah, you're British.
You dick.
Oi, Dan, you during this,
Well-
then you won't it.
During. Oh my god, I hate it.
During.
During when
During.
during the last month. Shut up!
Man, British.
Such a dick. Well, during the last month, Xbox got sued by the Federal Trade Commission because I guess what's going on is PlayStation's kind of being a butthurt little bitch that they got the Activision Blizzard like thing going on over at Xbox.
Yeah.
Xbox is just trying to make them stop harassing people. And
Yeah, pretty much.
and PlayStation's like, but I don't want Xbox to have Activision Blizzard.
We
So-
want to continue owning everything and making everyone mad.
So Xbox is like, we don't have any intention to make Call of Duty exclusive to Xbox. And then so they're like, hey, we got a 10-year plan going with PlayStation, PC, and Nintendo, and Xbox. Oh, well, obviously not Xbox because they own it. They're like, we're gonna do this when we get the acquisition finalized. We're gonna do that 10 years, and then we can go on from there. The fact that it was like a 10-year thing, that's fine. Understand, contracts can't last forever because if something happens, there's a point that like the contract needs to be renewed so that if there's something that needs to be changed, that can change. But I hate you. But PlayStation sees that as a threat. So what they did was they said, no, we do not want Call of Duty on PlayStation with your 10-year bullshit. So the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, yeah, they seem like PlayStation supporters because they just sued Microsoft from the acquisition being finalized without like letting them like explain anything. They're like, there's no like, we've literally asked them if they wanted to continue having Call of Duty on PlayStation. They're like, no. They said no, but then the Federal Trade Commission was like, we're not going to look at any reason. We're just going to stop this from happening because they don't want PlayStation to fail as a company by losing Call of Duty because it's such a huge acquisition.
Oh yeah, that's like their entire thing, dude. It's like they're the reason people still have PlayStation is for Call of Duty.
Yeah, and Xbox is like, we're not stopping them from having Call of Duty. We said, do you guys want Call of Duty? And they're like, you guys own it. We don't want to touch it.
Yeah, no,
and they're also like, by the way, Federal Trade Commission, whatever the fuck you guys are, PlayStation has like 15 times more like exclusive content on PlayStation than Xbox does. So why is this a problem? They even offered PlayStation to have Call of Duty, future Call of Duty titles show up on PlayStation Plus because Xbox did not want PlayStation Plus to get totally like knocked out of the running for streaming like game subscriptions. They're like, we want it to be an even playing field. If they want to choose PlayStation, go ahead. We're the ones who own it. It doesn't matter to us. Yeah. So PlayStation is just being a little bit of a baby bitch about this whole thing. So
they've always been.
They really have. I really hate PlayStation for that reason. Otherwise, they're like pretty decent.
Got good games. I'll give them that. Man.
I can't like support Xbox 100% because here's the thing: PlayStation is greedy. Xbox is lazy as shit. When it comes to Xbox, they're so lazy. I mean, we had Xbox come out with backwards compatibility for games. Mm-hmm. They released all the worst games for backwards compatibility, and then they stopped halfway through it because they don't want to continue doing that.
Yep.
And yet PlayStation gets every single like PlayStation game ever.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous to see that. I mean, especially with the naming too. I'm with everyone when it comes to the names of their consoles. Why the fuck are we going backwards and forwards with our naming, bro? Why can't we just do it in sequential order? PS1, PS2, also, PS3, PS4, PS5.
Well, PlayStation kind of gets it, but Xbox is like all over the place. Because I still get problems searching up on Google Xbox One because I try and find the original Xbox and it's pulling up Xbox One or some shit. It's stupid. I don't like it. But yeah, and then Xbox is also kind of lazy because they have the capabilities of running way more better quality stuff on Xbox, like the new Series consoles. Their specs are higher than PlayStation 5, yet PlayStation 5 looks a million times better because Xbox is just too lazy to actually put the time in.
Optimization, man. Like they did their optimization really well with all their games.
Yeah, and they put all this time to making an awesome console, but don't live up to your hype, you know?
Like at this point, like don't even own an Xbox, get PC.
Exactly. That's the saddest part of like I was wanting a freaking Series S or X or whatever so bad. I'm confused. I wanted one of those so bad, and then I started playing PC, and I barely touched my PlayStation.
Yeah, PC is
Xbox.
just—it's honestly PC is better.
It really is.
Boy. Just put Xbox over that part where you said PlayStation, and then you have Xbox. And Xbox
I can't even play my PlayStation anymore.
Yeah,
The PlayStation works fine. I just dumped a bunch of water all over my controller, so the controller doesn't work.
the reason I had the PlayStation in the first place, the one that you have, right?
Mm-hmm.
The reason I first had it was for a couple games, but to mainly act as my Xbox holder.
The only legit I have 3 games on PlayStation. Actually, no, 2 games that I personally play is Spider-Man and Shadow of the Colossus. And the only thing that you can play now on Shadow of the Colossus is on PlayStation. So that's like the only reason. But Spider-Man you can play on PC now, and God of War you can play on PC, and Ragnarok you'll be able to play on PC sometime in the next couple of years. I just want everybody, like, honestly, this is why PlayStation wasn't involved with the Minecraft update that had the whole Better Together update. This is why they weren't involved, because they're such little bitches. They can't handle being involved with Xbox in the slightest. So if Xbox is affiliated with something, they will immediately shut that deal down, no matter what kind of money they could make from it. They will shut it down just because Xbox is a part of it, and because Minecraft is owned by Microsoft.
They're the ones. Sony is the ones that have created the rivalry, bro.
Exactly, because
like we're only mad on the Xbox side because of how annoying the PlayStation side is.
Do you understand that pretty soon Oculus Quest is going to have Game Pass? That is the thing that's happening. You can play Game Pass on the Oculus Quest, because all it's gonna do is it's just gonna stream games to your Quest, but it's gonna put you in like a giant flat screen of a game. You know?
Yeah.
Xbox has already been working on Nintendo for a long time. They've been working with Nintendo. Nintendo's about to get Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Which they've never had. Well, I guess in a way they've had like DS games, but those were nothing.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we've also we also might get Nintendo games on the Xbox at some point, and Xbox games on the Nintendo. There's been talk. But seriously, at this point, it's literally just PlayStation's fault. And for some reason, the FTC is like totally backing PlayStation on this. It's like, why? All Xbox has ever done is like very openly tried to get PlayStation on things, but they just keep being little baby bitches and saying no.
Yeah.
So
ridiculous.
At this point, I can't. It's ridiculous.
You mean ridiculous?
Why are you a bitch? Why are you like this?
I don't know. I have to do it. I'm sorry.
Well, moving on from that, Game Awards. Now that we're kind of like at our time, the Game Awards happened recently. A lot of people got a Steam Deck. I didn't. I'm pretty sad. They even gave off an extra 171 Steam Decks, and I still didn't get one. Yeah. So, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's too bad.
But yeah, Elden Ring won Game of the Year, which I guess I want to point out, this is back on the PlayStation thing. God of War won so many awards, but Elden Ring won Game of the Year for one reason, because Elden Ring was out longer, yes, but God of War would have won it if it was on something other than a motherfucking PlayStation 5. It's ridiculous. They literally they won so many awards. They honestly could have taken that entire award show home.
That's too bad.
And they lost because they just refused to put it on anything
Fortnite
other than
dancing on it, bro.
I don't think Fortnite won any awards to my knowledge, so that's a plus.
Good. It doesn't need any.
It doesn't.
The same shit.
Oh,
with different characters. And let me put the fucking rock.
we're gonna talk about Fortnite in just a second, but
Really?
yes, but
Oh!
one of the at the very end when Elden Ring won the award, there was a kid who just walked up on stage with all the developers. Nobody cared, nobody noticed, and then at the very end of their speech, when they're supposed to start walking off, he quickly gets up to the mic and says, quote, he would like to dedicate this award to his reformed rabbi, or reformed Orthodox rabbi, Bill Clinton. And then immediately after, people are like, what did he just say? And that's when security realized this kid is not supposed to be up there. So he run onto stage and quickly escort him the opposite way of all the developers.
Yeah,
and he was then
bad the
arrested.
security is? Yeah, that's
Yeah, he's an idiot. He's a fucking
strange.
idiot. A lot of people have actually... He got released pretty quickly because a lot of people have been realizing that he got... like, he goes to their school or something. Like, he's a high school. He's in high school. He's super young. Should not have been up there. And somehow he just walked up and, like, you watch the video and you just see him. He's looking around and just... And just walking. Nobody realizes anything. He comes from a completely opposite side of the, like, stadium.
That's so weird. I just don't understand how the security didn't catch on sooner.
I don't know. But that's Game Awards for you. There's always got to be some kind of cringy or something bad to happen at the Game Awards.
Right.
Every year. I'm pretty sure that was like...
Minecon, bro.
Oh my god, we don't talk about Minecon.
I live for Minecon. That shit's
For the dedicated wham, Justin?
meditated wham, dude.
Last thing that I want to talk about, I almost forgot it because I forgot to put it down. But speaking of the FTC, they are also suing Epic Games because Fortnite. They're getting sued like $15 billion or something like that. A lot of money. It's bad. Why are you just staring at me like that? You're creeping me out, boy.
I'm happy about this.
I am too. I'm like happy that somebody finally realized it. We've talked about it before, how predatory like Fortnite is. It's disgustingly predatory.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they're getting sued for. Is trade commissions realizing, okay, they're purposely making dark modes on certain things in the store so that kids don't realize they accidentally just bought V-Bucks without parental consent. But if it's an accident, plausible deniability on them, they can't get sued for it. Right. So they're predatory, like they're purposely trying to get kids to spend money on... This isn't alleged. We know this has been happening. I don't care. Fortnite, come after me. But continue letting me have an Epic account because I like your free games each week.
This is also all satire.
But seriously, it's just ridiculous. They purposely have been making kids, like, buy V-Bucks, like, without parental consent so that they could get more and more money. It's just ridiculous.
The game is all targeted towards the kids. Once the kids started playing it, and they noticed like all these kids are playing it and talking about it, it's just like, okay, get every single character that has ever been known to kids that is cool.
And now he's just Fortnite characters. Can't even have one kid watch a playthrough of Halo without being, it's the guy from Fortnite! I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I've seen children who genuinely think that it's just a Fortnite character when they're talking about a stormtrooper. I hate it. Oh my god, it's bad. But yeah, rotten hell, Fortnite. You used to be good.
Hell, you stupid bitch.
You used to be good when you had your own ideas, but then you realized that you can't think of a goddamn original idea, so you started taking everyone else's ideas. What are you... Oh, no.
Die.
Oh, God. You're loving the fact that you have a remote control that controls all your lights, don't you?
Yeah.
All right, well, after that fiasco of all that, we can move on to the games that we've been playing recently. Tell me, what have you been playing recently?
No, you go ahead.
All right. Obviously, I've been playing a lot of Modern Warfare.
Yep.
Probably too much Modern Warfare.
No.
For you at least, you don't want to play Modern Warfare anymore.
No, I'm playing too much.
I mainly have been playing just because I have a free battle pass. I'm gonna take advantage of that free battle pass.
No, you better, you bitch.
Yeah, I should have enough to buy the next one with whatever they've given me. So that's how poor I am, by the way. And then Destiny. New season's actually all right.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's all right. I somehow felt like the season that I hated the worst was last season with the pirate stuff. Yet there was so much more to do.
Yeah.
But, I guess that's how it is when it's like the very beginning of a season. It's like new stuff comes out, but at the same time, it's very slow.
Yeah, and this is also supposed to be the shortest season because the new DLC comes out soon.
Yeah, it's going to be...
Comes out in February, so...
Yeah, so I need to get working on finishing that battle pass up as well. Also,
Same.
we need that goddamn cowboy yeehaw outfit because Destiny hates us and they will give us anything but a goddamn cowboy hat.
And I mean, they have it in the game. We just are unlucky and we're not getting
we're just terrible. We grind and grind and grind and we get every single other item except for that. Justin, what about you? What have you been playing?
Modern Warfare, Destiny, same shit. And then I've been playing Vampire Survivors. It's a fun little roguelike, Castlevania-esque style roguelike.
Which actually did win some game awards.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's ridiculously fun, and it's replayable because there's so many characters. Like, the replayability on it is really cool. Me and Brennan just played some High on Life.
Oh, yes, that's right.
That'll be coming out soon on this channel.
Editing it right now. So, if anything, you will probably see High on Life episode before you see this episode of the podcast.
Yeah, so
yeah.
Played that. If you haven't already, go check out Pico Park. We played that.
I want to kill myself.
That game was rough.
That was bad.
If you want to see us rage, mainly me rage, I would go check that one out on either the Twin of Begins or Virtually Nerdy. So,
or Random Game
Other than
Time.
that, I mean, I think that's all the games. I mean, I still play 7 Days to Die and stuff here and there, but
I do want to quickly pull up that I never really thought that I would enjoy Vampire Survivor.
Yeah.
But now that I have, and seeing that Hoppo is working on a reboot of Risk of Rain, I'm kind of excited for it.
Yeah, me too. Because I saw what they were doing with it, and it makes me a little bit more excited to actually play it.
For anybody who doesn't know, Risk of Rain is coming out with a remake of the first game, is that what they describe it as. And what it's going to be is just... It's called Risk of Rain Survivors, I think?
Risk of Rain Remastered or something, I thought.
Nah, I'm pretty sure it's Survivors.
Nah, I think you're wrong.
I'm checking. I have it on my wish list. Risk of Rain Returns.
That's what it is. Yeah, I was closer.
So it's basically just a remaster of the first one, but they're moving a bunch of the stuff that came from the second game into 2D platform, which is going to be interesting.
It's not just like a remake either. It's not like they're porting it or anything. It's like legit, like they're rebuilding the game, having old shit and new shit.
Yeah.
And even newer shit.
And so that's why I'm like super excited.
Yeah, so it's going to be pretty cool. I'm actually really excited to play it.
I'm excited. I really hope they come out with a Risk of Rain 3.
That's Gearbox, though. So that was also should have been in the news then, maybe. But Gearbox just bought Risk of Rain IP.
No, really?
They were actually responsible for most of the maps and stuff in Survivors of the Void, though.
Oh, okay.
So they did a lot to it.
So we know it's actually kind of in good hands.
Yeah. So with Gearbox, hopefully the IP does well. because they're doing a lot with the new game too,
Yeah.
Risk of Rain Returns. But yeah, so Gearbox now owns the IP. So
I mean, Gearbox has done pretty well. I'm pretty sure Gearbox does Borderlands, right?
something like that. I know 2K does as well. 2K Publishing.
Which one
and
does
stuff.
Gearbox do?
Gearbox does your mom.
No! I don't want to
Yup.
risk accidentally turning off the podcast recording. So, oh,
Risk?
wow. It's funny because I go onto Google and the first thing that pulls up is Risk of Rain Returns. Yeah, Borderlands. They make Borderlands.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
They also made Aliens Colonial Marines,
Okay, never heard.
which I think it's like an older shooter of Aliens, but it's fun. Yeah. So I guess it is actually in pretty good hands. I just, I hope.
It's scary. It's scary when someone buys an IP because if it's something like Bungie giving
Eesh.
the IP of Halo to 343, we already know how that went.
Do you know if Hoppo's going to still be a part of it?
I don't know.
Is it like
I
a
don't remember
share thing?
hearing much about it. They just had a dev thoughts where they were talking about Returns and then Gearbox. But it's owned by them. I don't know if Hoppo is gonna or Hopu.
Hopu?
I think it's Hopu Games.
I think it's
that's how you
Hopu.
pronounce
I think
it.
it's Hopu. I think I've been saying it wrong.
Well, I've been saying it wrong too because Hoppo sounds better. But
Yeah.
Hopu Games. I don't know if they're gonna continue to make other games or if they're helping in this, but
I hope they help in it
hopefully,
because
I
they know
really
what they're
hope
doing.
Gearbox makes a really good Risk of Rain sequel. If anything, like they could make it a looter shooter with those types of items and stuff. I don't know. With Gearbox, you never know what's gonna happen.
It's
but,
true.
I mean,
We might get a Risk of Rain like story Telltale game.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But
Yeah.
hopefully
So-
it's good.
I hope it's good too. I think that's everything. I think that's everything for this. Let's move on to our actual.
Wait, I've also been playing Furry Cyberfuck.
And we're back. We are here, and we just want to start off by saying it's going to be the last episode. Last
Yep.
episode of the podcast.
Yeah, we're discontinuing due to a lot of different issues, and we're gonna bring those up. Brennan has 3 issues that he wants to bring up and why we're canceling. So, Brennan.
Yeah. Well, mainly it's not us, it's you. We feel that a lot of stuff has been going on lately,
Yep.
and we also feel that we're coming back in 2023, bitches.
Yeah, it's the end
We're
of
not
this
going
podcast for
anywhere.
this year.
Yeah. We kind of fell off on getting our weekly podcast episodes because a lot of stuff has been happening, but we kind of already planned to have like the end of the season is like what I want to call it for
Yeah.
coming up pretty soon. We're actually kind of late to getting to the end of the season, but yes, so the podcast, this will be the last podcast for 2022, and we will start back up sometime soon in 2023. I doubt we're going to take too long. It's just
Yeah.
so that we have enough time to like kind of catch up on stuff. I got a lot of editing that I have to do when it comes to Virtually Nerdy. Justin has a lot of streaming going on. I have
We're practicing for tournaments for
Yeah.
COD, and we're going to be trying to get into Twitch streamer Nick Merck's Gauntlet when he does for Apex Legends. So we're going to try to get into that. We're just doing a lot of that stuff over on Twinamigans. Like, there's just a lot of stuff going on. We've been really busy. So,
Yeah. And I still also need to continue finishing posting all the episodes of the podcast onto YouTube because I've only gotten like 6 of them out and I've been really falling short on that. A lot of other reasons for that, but yeah. So this will be the last episode, and so I thought it would be good for us to kind of just reflect on the year. It's 2022 hasn't been the best, but
Right.
it's been going. It's been going.
Yeah.
I do want to like actually while we have this talking or like we're talking about the podcast itself. You know how Spotify does their like yearly wrap up thing? They like show you everything like that. Well, they do that for everybody who makes podcasts as well. So we actually have our Spotify Wrapped for the podcast itself, and I just wanted to talk about some of these analytics, and it's like,
Sure.
because for me, I think the podcast has been really good. I've been really enjoying doing this, even with like how much I've been falling off on getting things done. But it's been really good, and the amount of support is unbelievable. Like I don't know how like you feel about it, but I think like we grew pretty fast, even though we are actually pretty small still. Like we definitely grew faster than when it comes to like YouTube and stuff like that. We currently, besides this episode of the podcast, we currently have 1,750 minutes of like content, or 1,750. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the same. Okay.
Yep.
But that's more than 91% of most like content creators. Like 91% don't often keep up to that much content. And we just started this year,
Mm-hmm.
It's just insane. Like I was always like wondering how much like actual content we had, because I tried keeping track, but it's hard. When you get up to like, what are we at? Like episode 25 or something like that.
That's what we're at. I thought we were in like the 30s.
Let me see here real quick.
I don't even remember when we started, bro.
We are at episode.
But I mean, as Brennan's looking that up, I mean, one thing that we are really looking forward to is just the continual evolution of how this podcast is going to go. We have a lot of ambition and a lot of hope for the future. Mm-hmm. We want to continue to keep getting this kind of content out about games and try to make it a little bit funny. We hope that everyone's enjoying it, and we have plans to have an actual set later in the future. We don't know when. It just depends on growth.
We're hoping for this year to be like this next year to be the year that we can actually get to the point of like actually doing a set.
Yeah, whether that just be like legit in a broken down house with one camera, like who cares?
Like a casting couch.
Able to start doing stuff. Yeah, exactly. It's a black casting couch. We'll put stains on it and everything. But we want to get to a point where we're growing, and it's insane to see how many people can actually watch and sub and all that stuff. It's great. Like it's insanely good support, and hopefully we're doing the right content for everybody. Hopefully it makes sense and it's funny. So
yeah,
just like a little like, we're hopeful for the future of the podcast. We plan to continue to do it. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. This episode we are filming right now is episode 26. So I was close. I was very close. Yeah. I thought this was 25.
Technically, that's like a half a year's worth of things, because there's 51 weeks in a year. So
yeah. Do you remember the names of our podcast episodes? Like, if I asked you what podcast episode do you think was like our number one, do you think you could guess?
No.
Do you remember the subject, if you could guess then?
Was it... Was it our favorite video game, or like our perfect video game?
Actually, that wasn't even an option. So I'm going through the Spotify Wrapped thing. It has all of our stats. That was actually not even an option.
Oh.
If I'm... Let's see. It's actually video games that failed.
Really?
Yeah. So I thought it was our video games to movies. Like the very first episode. We got a lot on that. But it's actually the video games that failed episode, which got 145% more streams than like our average episodes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's insane. God, I don't even remember what episode that was. Was that the episode where we started talking about like Jared Leto? Was that one
With the cult and
the
stuff?
JJJ? That one was honestly one of my favorite episodes. I think that was we were also talking about like Jason Momoa as Steve from Minecraft.
Something like that.
I'm pretty sure that was that episode. We kind of looked like he would just be like a wombat shit.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was that episode. That was honestly one of my favorite episodes, and I don't remember if that was the video games that failed. No, that was the episode that we were talking about the video game ads and stuff like that.
Right, yeah.
That was my favorite episode, to the point that when Spotify was doing this thing, they wanted podcasters to post their stuff. And they would review it and see if it goes up on this thing. We didn't get there, obviously, because we started talking about the JJJ. But yeah, I submitted that one because it was my favorite episode. It's the funniest one. We had so much fun with that episode. And
Yeah,
you could,
that one was really good.
You could hear it in our voices. But yeah, our podcast actually like. It really soared. Not in the sense of like streams, but like it moved into other countries. You'd think that it would just be like here in America, but we actually are currently known in at least 3 countries.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's pretty good.
Fun,
I like that.
fun analytics to learn and stuff, and it's just like
It's fun.
We want to say thanks, like thank you for listening and supporting and stuff, and rating and all that stuff. So
I honestly was not expecting as much support as we've been getting. Like, it's just insane how much support we've gotten throughout this. I mean, like, from family and friends and stuff like that. Like, people were just genuinely enjoying it, and it was really interesting how fast we actually like started seeing people liking this. I mean, we also got help from Jimmy Slaughter, who did our podcast like picture. Yeah, he's been an awesome supporter. But yeah, it's crazy. I mean, like, you'd be surprised that like we're actually in the top 30% podcasts. That's pretty high.
Yeah.
Like top like it's not top 1, but it's not top 100. It's top 30. 60% of the people who actually listen to us are actually followers of the podcast. And for some reason, I wish Spotify would actually show me how many people actually follow, but they don't. So thanks, Spotify. Thanks. Put that in the next update. Why don't you? I love you guys. Please don't kick me off. Yeah, it's I don't know. I think it's really interesting. I think it's been putting a lot more energy into myself doing this. Because I mean, Justin, you know, I used to be a very shy person, like could not speak in public, and now honestly try to I honestly try to like make it so that I speak more like this to the podcast and like to a camera when I'm talking to other people. Sorry, I got distracted. I'm still looking through the Spotify Wrapped thing. It's really fun to look at all these analytics. Like, analytics are fun, especially when they go, you know?
Yeah, they go up and not down.
Yeah, I think I definitely don't expect the podcast to die down anytime soon. I think this is going on for a while. I mean, when we started, I was a little skeptical because I was worried, like, you know, we love video games and we could talk hours on video games, but is there going to be hours of content to talk about when it comes to video games? And then we started doing it episode by episode. It was going and going and going. And we were like, there's so much stuff happening every single day when it comes to video games. It is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, insane how much stuff has been going on. And like, I didn't even like realize it until I had to start researching these subjects myself. I'm like, I follow these things every day, and I'm like, oh my god, like, you know, Cyberpunk, ooh, Grand Theft Auto 6.
What's new with Cyberpunk? Yep.
Yeah. Had some conversation today about some Cyberpunk, actually, which, just random, but it kind of makes me want to play it, because just how random it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. What about you? Like, how do you think it's like doing this has like affected you mainly?
Well, I have a boner.
That's true. I do too.
That's it. No, it's hard. Yeah, I mean, it's harder than you would think to just sit down for an hour and talk about stuff. I mean, more than an hour, really, but it's hard, but it's been fun, and it's really exciting to see the growth, because you never really know.
Yeah.
But we're evolving as it is. We've gone from exclusive audio to now audio and somewhat of a video. We have somewhat personality. Like, we can actually sit here and talk to each other and stuff, but
yeah, I mean, the visual has the visual stuff has actually been a little bit more challenging, but it's fun. It's still fun, you know?
Yeah, and that's the biggest part of it, is like it's something fun for both me and Brennan to do, and to just kind of catch up on our gaming stuff. And we're nerds about a lot of stuff. We have a lot of experience with games and stuff, and that's what we've grown up doing, and we're gonna keep continuing to do that kind of stuff. So it's been awesome. I really like it.
It's kind of like one of those things where you know, where people are like, if you're good at something, don't do it for free. We're not good at anything, but we do this all the time, so we might as well not do it for free.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's been interesting, kind of like focusing our attention, like seeing things in a different perspective. Because there's, I mean, obviously there's stuff in the news that we probably wouldn't even ourselves look at, because we particularly don't think about it. But we're suddenly, all of a sudden, we're giving news to people about video games. This is more than us now, so we have to look at this in a new light. So I see stuff about, like, Fortnite, you know, coming up on the news, and I now have to pay attention to it, because I'm like, this would be great podcast information, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know,
it is fun.
It's awesome hearing feedback and stuff like that. Like, hearing different people's opinions on games, because obviously we have our own opinions. We've talked about, we've talked about stuff like MMORPGs, yet we don't particularly know too much about it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I bet we probably made anybody who actually does play those like kind of cringe, because we don't know what we're talking about. But it's still like, you know, like, it would be awesome to like, it's fun to hear the feedback of people who actually do that stuff, because it's like, wow, I never realized that, you know?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And we really appreciate any feedback in general.
Yeah.
Like things you want to listen to, or things you want us to talk about if we have any experience with it and stuff. We take all that very seriously, just like comments and stuff, and we want more of that.
Yeah,
want more people to comment what they want to see and what they want to hear about, and
because we have a whole list.
Something, you know, we have everything that we can keep talking about. But if there's something that you're missing and you want to hear about it, like, let us know.
Yeah,
because we can sit down and have that conversation. Yeah,
because of the fact that, like, we don't know every subject. We don't play a lot, like, as many games as other people. We don't play sports games, so we never brought up a sports game. But, you know, if somebody wants to talk about it, wants us to talk about it, fuck it, we're playing some sports games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll record the experience and put it up on the channel.
And it won't be fun because sports games aren't fun. Look, you're allowed to enjoy your things, but just know that you're wrong.
Yeah, you guys are opinionated.
Yeah, it's a it's a pretty new experience for us. Obviously, there's so much we still have to learn. I mean, we're slowly evolving, but this was how it was when we started YouTube a long time ago. We just slowly evolved our procedures. I mean, now we're at the place that we're at now. We have actual equipment to work with. We actually have like office setting, computers, all that stuff. So it's only just going to get better from here. And we couldn't have done it without you guys listening to the podcast. And you being here shows us that we did have a pretty good premise going on here. Even though there's probably a bunch of different podcasters that talk about video games, like we appreciate the people who actually like stopped by and chose to listen to us. I did want to say that we're the number one podcast for 8 of our listeners. So like when they go to Spotify, you know, that's the first thing that they do is check on us. So
dope.
I don't know how many listeners we have. I don't know how many listeners we have, but 8 of those people. I hope it's one of those people in India who's just like, yeah, Digital Illusion.
Hell yeah.
I see where you are. I see where you are. I have
eyes roll back,
notes.
calls out name.
Paula Dean, I see you. I don't know any.
Paula Dean?
Paula Dean? Yeah, I'm pretty sure she got a cooking show, but then got taken down because she said the N-word.
We see you, Paula Dean.
We see you, Paula Dean. Rotten hell.
Damn.
I don't know what she does now. Probably just eats a lot of sticks of butter. That's what I heard. But yeah, I mean, like, yeah, like, what about you? Like, any kind of last second thoughts that you want to bring up about podcast, or maybe even just like YouTube or in general, like just content creation, I guess.
I don't wanna.
But you gotta. It's the kind of our job. Okay. No, really? Okay. All right.
No, I don't know if I have any more other than just thanks. Like, obviously, we can't express that enough. And we hope to, like we said, continue to grow next year. We're hoping next year is a little bit more growth so we can start doing more things that we want to do to show everyone else what we have. So, yeah, we hope for the continued support and thank you. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell icon.
You reading from a script?
Sorry, what's up?
Awesome, thanks, man. We'll get back to you in the studio in just a moment.
In just a moment, we're going to head back to the sports section.
We should do an entire podcast where we talk like actual like newscasters. I think that.
Welcome back to the Digital Illusion podcast, where we talk about things like radio hosting.
Traffic
Brennan,
on the 405.
what do you have?
Traffic on the 405 has been really shit. Do I know what a 405 is? Not at all. I use Google Maps.
And if you don't use GPS by now, you're probably living under a rock. Brennan?
My grandpa's living under a rock.
More like under 6 feet of dirt.
He's a good man.
Can you manage?
He's British. He fought for this country. Not on the right side, but he fought for it. Revolutionary War, if you didn't get the joke. He's not that old.
The redcoats are coming.
I'm allowed to make that joke. I'm British.
He is? You heard how he always said, what did you say at the beginning? I don't even remember. During.
During. I say during, like J.
During this
I would say with a
podcast.
J.
That's so British, bro. I'm telling you.
Just be glad I don't say garage weird again. Do you remember?
Garage.
I used to say garage.
The garage.
Say
Out in the
garage.
garage.
I still have a problem saying pantry. I say pantry.
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 Open the pantry, love. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
call
we
the
have a
toilet
German
the
and a
loo.
British.
I feel like that was brought up at one point when we were trying to think of a name for the podcast.
Britain and German.
A Britain and German. Do you remember? Oh, real quick before we end, do you remember what the
No
original podcast
way.
name is?
A Sunday BJ.
A Sunday BJ.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. It's a Sunday BJ. A Sunday with Brennan and Justin.
We had
Sunday
to
BJ.
we had to evolve to a Sunday B and J because we didn't want YouTube to take us down.
Yeah.
Because that was prime time for the whole COPPA thing, and
Yeah.
YouTube was going on a rampage taking stuff like that down, and I really wish we could have kept the Sunday BJ.
Who knows? Maybe what we do in the future, Brennan, as this one grows, we start a second podcast where it's not games at all. We just talk about random shit, and it's the every
yeah.
Sunday. And we do the Sunday BJ.
That's what the first podcast was supposed to be. We were
Right.
originally supposed to just kind of do a whatever we wanted to talk about podcast, but
So if you guys want to see that and more, go ahead and watch us more
Yeah.
and just support it.
dis-support it.
Discord.
Discord. I'm having a stroke. But it's okay, got
Oh, you
insurance
actually
now.
like disappeared.
Oh,
When you went down, you disappeared.
That's
Oh
fun.
wow!
Oh.
Oh my gosh! Jump scare, dude.
Ah. All right. Well, enough messing around. We are. We're here. We're here. We're not going away, except for the rest of this year. We're going away for the rest of this year, but we're
Yes.
not going away for the rest of next year. Just most of next year. There's just like a
we're only
little
gonna
bit
do
of
3 episodes next year.
yeah. There's only just going to be like a couple months that we don't post in next year because we'll actually have like a good schedule going, and obviously we'll try and do the same thing where we kind of do like end of the season episode or something like that. Anyway, go follow us on Twitter, the Digital Illusion Podcast Twitter. Follow Virtually Nerdy on YouTube, and go ahead and follow us here on Spotify and Digital Illusion on YouTube. We also have that. Justin, you want to call out anything?
Yeah, go check out Twin McGinns on YouTube. Twin McGinns. Okay, just for spelling reasons. And you can also check out my channel too at Justin Fuzzy.
Yeah, here's the link right there. To the
I don't do a lot of live streams or anything. I've played 7 Days to Die, and I've done a music kind of making one. So
please
I'm gonna just
go
random
follow
shit here and
him.
there, so.
Please go follow him because he loses energy. And if you follow him, that means I get more live streams of him making music and or playing Zelda randomizers. So please go follow him.
Yeah, I need to start doing
Justin,
that again.
Justin thinks that he has no Justin thinks that he makes crappy live streams, but I love all of his live streams. They're so fun. So please follow him.
I do some fun things. But that's the thing. I'm taking my channel very slow. If growth comes my way, I'll do more, but that's just the way that my brain works. Like I'm focusing on a lot of other things too. So if I have growth and I can actually put more energy and time into it, I will.
Yeah, when we're each working on different forms of media, it's hard to keep up with the schedule, especially when we're not doing this full time. If we could do this full time, it'd be easier, but it's the fact that we have jobs. We have jobs outside of this, and we're hoping to one day not have to worry about that,
Yeah, hopefully we can create a bunch of stuff. Like I have a bunch of stuff that I want to do.
Yeah.
And I'm just hoping that we can get to that point. Just a lot of cool shit that I want to do. Yeah. And I'm going to kind of save that. I'll hint at more music stuff, but
very excited for the community aspect of each of our channels. It's gonna be fun. Like you and me have seen what it's like to have a fan, so it's pretty fun.
Yeah, it is. Dylan, if you're still watching.
No, redacted. Can't say that. I don't think you can say his name. Kid, you know who you are. If you're listening one day, you know.
I think
you know.
we can't say first names, can't you?
Yeah, it's the last name. So Dylan, you know who you are. We remember you. You were our first fan. We honestly can't forget. Those videos were disturbing. Hilarious. Yes, amazing. I loved them so much. I did appreciate them. It was disturbing, yes, but I did appreciate it because I had a fan, so I didn't care.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to the podcast. Please go support my GoFundMe. My house burnt down, so that's kind of like the main reason why I have this screen right here. I'm actually like in a public park right now. You'd be amazed at the soundproofing that the park has.
He's totally kidding. Bye.